Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. My name is Natalia Mendez and today I will be talking about how to use the software. So what is a smart fertilizer? A smart fertilizer is able to provide optimal and personalized fertilization plans for any crop in any condition and with any growing method. Smart is a cloud-based fertilizer management software with an advanced algorithms. That means that this software can give us fertilization plans based on the nutritional requirement of the crop, the area, the analysis, if we have soil, water, or tissues analysis, also based on the phenological state of the crop and our yield goal. So this is going to help us to increase the yields, to reduce the production cost, and optimize the quality of the harvest. All this because the software can give us the exact amount of fertilizer that we need to apply in our crop. How does it work? It's very simple. The first thing we need to do is create our field. After we can choose our crop, introduce our field test, and we will get our fertilization report. Now I want to show you Smart makes the difference. This is a potato crop where we can see they were using a smart fertilizer and they increased the production 27% and reduced the fertilizer in a 40%. Also, we can see the quality of the plant and the health of the plants in this area is so much better than in this area. Smart Fertilizer has been working with customers around the world already for 7 years. We have 215 crops in our database. We are currently working in more than 70 countries, but our software works worldwide. Now I just want to show you how the software works. So after you get one of our license, that you can find them right here. We have Impact, ESAC, Premium, and Elite. Later I will be talking about that. Once you get them, you will receive your own credentials, username and password that you can use them to log into the software and you can start working with it. So we will need to use our email. And our password. So I'm going to give you a tour about what you're going to find in our software. The first thing you will see is the farm map. That is where you are going to start creating your yield and additioning your farm. After, we will find the field test. That is where we are going to add our soil, water, or tissues analysis if we have. So I'm going to show you how it looks. Here we have these details. We need to put the sampling date. Also, if we have our laboratory, we can find it here. We have different laboratories, so we have all the extraction method that they use. We are going to need to put the pH, EC, all this information that we are going to find in the results of the laboratory. After that, we will find here the element, the units, and extraction method. We can change all this information and we can put the numbers and we will have the interpretation right away. This is for soil, water, and also tissues analysis. I want to show you how it's for water. The same, you need to put all the test details, the water test results, and for tissues analysis. is going to be the same. After that, we are going to find the program. That is where we are going to start adding our new program. We will find these reports. You will have a list of all your reports. So you can print them, you can download them. We will find crops. We have in our database 215 crops. But if you want to work with your own nutritional requirement for some crop, so you can use our crops as a base. Right here. You just use as a base and you can edit all the information that you want about yield goals, about nutritional requirement of that crop. You can change the types, the growing method, any information that you need to change by using our crops as a base. Right here we have all the information, the nutritional requirement of the crop by stage. So once we use it at a base, we can edit and change the stage name, the duration in days, the nutritional requirements, anything that we need to change. We also are going to find the fertilizer. We have 50,000 fertilizers in our database. We have solid, liquid, and acid, but also if you are used to work with some specific fertilizer that you can find easily in your country or in your city, what you can do is add a new fertilizer. You just need to put the general information and have all the information about the elements of that fertilizer, and you can add it. And once you are creating your fertilization plan, you can work with those specific fertilizers that you want. Or for companies that they are selling their own fertilizer, they also can have a list with just their fertilizers, and so they can create the fertilization plans using those specific fertilizers. We also have the labs. We have a list with different labs from different countries that they are going to help us to work when we are additioning our tests. Also, we have the satellite. That is very important tool. The satellite can help us to see the nitrogen in the crop, the plant health, zoning, and the water stress. So here you can select your crop, and the software is going to show us by color the nitrogen in the crop. Let me show another picture. Another date. Also, it's going to show us the plant health by colors too. So we can follow the crop, and it's also by the colors. If it's darker or lighter, means we have some problem in one specific area. The zoning, that is a mix between nitrogen and plant health, and also the water stress. It's important to know that, yes, we can see in this area, we have some problems for water stress that is different in this area. So this is according to the light reflecting of the crop. That's why we can see that. So this is very important to know this information, because it allows us to make better decisions regarding the agronomic management of the crop. Because with the satellite, we can see some problems in the crop that cannot be seen with the naked eye. Also, we have this tool. That is when we work with hydroponics, we just need to put the irrigation specification here, crop info, and if we have our water test, and we can use this when we are going to work with hydroponics. We have sub accounts because we have some license that they have more than one account, one user. We have one that have 2 users and another 3 users. Or if you need to have more users, we also can create your own account with more users. We have supports. Here you create and you add a ticket in case that you need any help, any support. We will be taking care of whatever you need. And in my account is where we have all the general information about our account, the kind of license that we have, the currency, the language, if we need to change the password, the location, etc. So now let's start with our fertilization plan. So the first thing that we need to do is to add our farm and create our field. So by entering your location, you can find your farm, your city. And we have 3 tools right now here to design our field. We can use this one. Right here. The software is gonna calculate the field size already. We are gonna give a name, farm name, and field type, soil, greenhouse, or soil-less culture. And here we can put a little description about our crop. Also, we can use a circle, and we do the same process. And in case that we cannot design our field very well, we can use just the marker. So we just create a point right there, and we need to know this field size. So let's say that we are going to call it corn 1, farm name. We already have our farm. We are going to work in this case with soil ground, and we save all this information. After that, we need to go and add our test. If we have soil, water, or tissues analysis, that would be perfect. But if we don't have, if we just have soil, we can work only with the analysis that we have. So I want to show you that here we have the test details, all the information, and here we have the interpretation chart that the software is giving us. Now we just go to programs and we start. We are going to add our program. We are going to choose the program type, in this case soil based. So we select it and we start with general information. In this case, we are going to work with corn. We are going to select the farm, and we are going to select the field that we already created in our farm. Now we will go with the planting date, tillage and previous crop. If we have that information, we can use it. If we do not, we can just leave it like that. Now the software is asking if we are going to work with fertigation or not, and with what kind of fertigation. So in this case, we are going to work with quantitative fertigation. Now, if we have soil, tissues, and water analysis, we need to select all these. If we do not, so we just select whatever we have. If we need liming, if we need base dressing, or if we need a blend, so we just select whatever we need in our crop. After that, we go to crop selection. And we will find our crop, the type, in this case general, and the growing method. And it's very important, the yield goal, because remember that based on the crop, phenological state, the yield goal, the software is going to calculate and give us a fertilization plan that we need. It's very important to save all the information in order to continue and go to the next step. Now we are going to select our soil analysis and we go to the next step. Adjust values. This information is based on our previous steps and field hectares. As I told you before, the software works based on the nutritional requirement of the crop that we already have it in our database, the area that we already put it, the soil, water, or tissues analysis, phenological states, and yield goal. So after we put all this information, the software made the calculation and is telling us what we need by each stage and by each element. So we go to the next step. That is where we are going to select the fertilizers. Remember, as I told you before, if you want to work with some specific fertilizers, you can just add them and you will find them here in this list and you can work with them. So now we are going to save and we are going to see our fertilizer schedule. Here we have the recommendation per stage, per day if we want, or per week. It's depending on what we want. Here we can see that we are missing some nitrogen and we will see that right here. So the current application versus requirements. As we can see by each element, we have the actual requirement and the current application. And we can see that in phosphorus and potassium, we are 100% calcium, but in nitrogen, we have just 41%. That means we need to find another fertilizer to supply this element. Also, it's very important, if we know the price per kilogram of the fertilizers in our country, we can put the price here, and the software is going to give us not just the amount of fertilizer that we need to apply, it's also giving us the cost per stage and the total cost. Here we can search our fertilizers. We can save it. And here we can see that we don't have this warning anymore in this part. So let's see what we have. Now we have 80% for the first stage, which is very important because we need to play very well with the fertilizers in order to supply the nutritional requirement. So if we add this, now we don't have the warning anymore. But also, I want to show you that here, in case that you know very well your crop and you know like that you need one specific fertilizer, you need another amount, you can do the manual adjustment and you can change the amount of fertilizer if you want. So now we can see that we are 100%. And as you can see here, we have the total cost. Now we go to the next step where we have the fertigation. We will select the stage and we will get the fertigation recipe. Now we have the tank distribution. We have the tank volume. We can change this depending of the tank volume that we have. We can also like change the number of application if we want. however we want. We can change everything here. After that, it's very important just to save this information and we go to the next step. Now we have a kind of resume about general information about our fertilization plan. We are going to finish, and it's very important that once we finish the program, we cannot edit this program anymore. In case that later we have another soil analysis or we have a water analysis, we need to create a new program again, adding this new analysis. So we are going to finish, and we have here the fertilizer summary, the application amount, and the kind of fertilizer. Now we are going to download the report, and we need to choose the parts of the program that we want to include in our PDF report. So if we want just the fertigation, we can select it, or if we want just the fertilizer schedule, whatever we want. In this case, let's go with the full PDF so I can show you what you are going to have. Right here. So, fertilization report. We are going to have pretty much everything that we did in this software. We are going to have the general information about our crop, the area, if we are going to work with hydroponic or not. After that, we are going to have the soil, water, or tissues analysis, the interpretations, as you can see right here, the graphic. We are going to have the adjust values that we also had them when we were creating our fertilization plan. The fertilizer schedule with the cost of the fertilizer, the total stage cost, by each stage, the application amount, we are going to have this graphic. Here we have the fertilizer summary with the total amount of fertilizer that we need and the total cost. And in the end, we are going to have the fertigation. So we select the fertigation for this state. So that is what we are going to have in the PDF. We will have the tank distribution that is made by the compatibility of the fertilizers and the solubility. So here we have the amount of fertilizer by each tank. And you will find this program in my reports, and you can download it again, or you can send it by email, you can give it to the farmers, or you will have all this information in my reports. So now I just want to show you the license that we have. We have our license impact, that is just for one fertilization plan. So you will have just one crop and you can use it one time. The exact, we have 50 fertilization plants, and we have the premium with 240 fertilization plants, and we have 3 user and elite, that is with unlimited fertilization plants, and we have 5 users. So you can get the license by, you can go to our website and you can see them, click on get them. If you get them yearly, you will have 10% off, but you also can pay them like monthly. If you have any question or if you need more information about our products, our software, please email us and we will be taking care. Thank you very much for your time today.